new beginnings. America is a very unusual place because we move around so much. We don't understand that in most of the world, it's very unusual for people to move more than just a few miles from the spot they were born. So, Bill, if you could choose anywhere in the world to move to, where would it be?
Well, I've had a good opportunity to travel in Europe and some other places in my lifetime, and it was truly enjoyable. Language was certainly a conflict issue in some of those countries, and I had a little bit of understanding of some of the languages I was dealing with in some of the countries. I've had a chance to travel back and forth across the United States many times, and did several years of schooling in the Midwest. Not my first choice of a place to live. As my 5-year-old daughter at the time would say, "Dad, the air is touching me." And that was her favorite saying every day because of the humidity level. I've had opportunity, as I said, to travel quite a bit. Been to Canada and around the Northwest. If I had a place to choose to live, it'd be interesting because I don't know that I would live anywhere else. I enjoy the environment here. The recreation in our area. I'm a farm kid, so having a small farm of my own kind of helps me get back connected with it again. So the best place I could move would be from the front door to the back door.
When we think about new beginnings, we tend to think of them for ourselves, but there is a different way to think about this too. So Susan, if you have the power to grant a new beginning to anybody else you chose, who would that person be and why?
Thank you, Toastmaster, or Table Topic Master, excuse me. That is a very interesting question. Since I am in the business of trying to motivate people and help them to connect to a higher power, I can think of some people who I would love to give a new beginning to. One person who just has such a hard time being able to have enough money to exist. And she is somebody who has a good education, which means that if there was a way to help her to be able to use her education in a career here in Wenatchee, that would provide a very good beginning for her, because that career would be able to provide her with the money that she would need to live on and to have her family have the money that they would need to not have to worry about how to manage their life. And so I think it would be really nice to be able to offer Julia a new beginning. Thank you.
Another way to think about new beginnings is the idea of doing something over again, like kind of having a reverse button to back up a little bit in life and then get it right the second time. Jack, is there any particular thing in your life that you Is there any particular thing in your life that you would do over in a different way if you had the option?
Thank you, Mr. Topics Master. Is there anything I would do over? If I would do differently? In some respects, I say no. I've had a good life. Things haven't always worked out the way I wanted them to, but I've had great opportunities. I managed to go to college for 6 or 7 years. I enjoyed the beer bus and the camaraderie. And I've been in business. And I've been successful at times. I had a house in Monterey, California that looked 40 miles across the bay with beveled glass windows, Honduras mahogany. And then I stood on the courthouse steps of Wenatchee and saw where they were getting ready to auction off my house because I'd gone bankrupt. But I've had a great life. Yesterday, or this weekend, I swam in a swimming meet. It was bad. Let me tell you, it was bad. The first event was the 400-yard IM, where you do 100 yards of each stroke, and I got disqualified. The second event, which came up about 30 minutes later, was the 200 fly. I ran out of steam at 75 yards. But I came back that afternoon and set a record in the 100-yard backstroke. I did the same the next morning in the 500-yard free. I took 3 seconds off my 50-yard fly, and I set a record in the 200-yard. So my life is great.
Let's see, let's do one more. Bart, we're in springtime. What is it about spring? What new beginning about spring do you like the most?
What I like most about spring is spring. I am so tired of winter by this time. I love watching tulips and daffodils show up. I have a problem with my pots of tulips and daffodils, however, that I've got planted on my patio. 3 of them show signs of life. The others are still bare. No tulips, no daffodils. I'm still hoping that they will eventually show up. Other things about spring, you look, as we were driving, I was pointing out to Bobby, isn't it great to see all these flowering trees and flowering bushes? It's just such a relief from the dry winter scene to see all these beautiful flowers, beautiful shrubs emerging now. That's mainly what I like about spring at this time, because it is a new beginning for plants. It's a new beginning for us to just be. Every day when we get up, it's a new beginning. What we do with that day is something we have to consider, but it is a new beginning for each of us. And we just have to figure out what we're going to do with this new beginning that we've been given today. Now, lots of days I wasted. I like to read, so I spend the day vegging and reading instead of actually doing anything productive. But it is. I'm still feeling blessed. I'm feeling grateful that we each have a new day every time. Thank you, Mr. Tabletop.
And with that, I will turn the meeting back over to our Toastmasters.